Chastity got up out of her chair and stood in the middle of the room, fists on her hips as if ready to go into battle or pose for a picture as a superhero. Do your worst. Jack examined and discounted several possibilities in the space of mere seconds. Finally, the only real option he had manifested, and he seized upon it. With a quick motion, he lunged at Chastity and started to tickle her sides. The result was not immediately apparent, but after a moment or two she began to sputter, and then the giggles overcame her and down she went. Jack pressed home his advantage, easily brushing aside Chastity's weak defense, and soon she was red in the face from laughter. "Stop," she sputtered, but Jack did not relent. Finally, she managed to escape, and after shoving him back a little bit she shot to her feet and bolted out the door, somehow managing not to slip and land on her diapered bottom due to her socks. Jack got up and gave chase, but Chastity was already down the hall. He followed the sound of her feet smacking against tile floor, and soon enough he had her in his sights. It was truly a sight to behold. Her diaper caused her running gait to be a little wider than it otherwise would have, and probably dulled her speed, too. The same was true for Jack. He had to adjust his running gait as well. Chastity rounded a corner and Jack was only seconds behind her. He made the turn, and rather than still running, Chastity had waited for him to turn, and then she shot back around the corner and started running the other way, laughing all the while. "Whoa!" Jack exclaimed as he tried to crash stop and barely managed to avoid dumping himself unceremoniously to the floor. In a few moments he was back on Chastity's tail, but instead of continue through the halls she ducked into the main stairwell. This is where the advantage shifted firmly into Jack's favor, taking the steps 2 or 3 or even 4 at a time. The distance between him and her was sharply decreased. Chastity ran into the third-floor hall with Jack almost hot on her heels. She ran into the toy room and managed to snatch up a few stuffed animals just as Jack was coming in. He entered into her line of fire and received a stuffed whale to the chest for his efforts in her pursuit. "Hey!" he exclaimed. Chastity only laughed at him and threw a dog at him. Jack picked up her expended ammunition and fired it back. Chastity squealed when she was hit and threw a big horse at him next. Jack dodged out of the way and threw a little bird at her. He had the satisfaction of seeing the little bird fly straight and true, though he would deny aiming, into her diapered bottom, but his satisfaction was short-lived as Chastity whirled about and pelted him in the face with a dolphin. She followed up with the little bird, but Jack caught it and began to summarily deflect her shots. When she would try to recover thrown animals, Jack would pelt her with one.